actually has some policy on which organization to select, and then Google goes and say, all right, you are selected, you are selected, you are selected, and then Google prints out a list of the mentoring organization selected. Right. Now Google asks you guys, we guys, to apply to some particular organization. So every organization will have some web page, definitely. Most probably that would be a wiki sort of page, and the wiki would have a sort of a to-do list that these are the projects which we think that would be suitable for students and wherever. So for example, VLC will have some to-do list that the subtitles are not synced, so there should be some option to sync the subtitles, or maybe a codec for a very recent type of multimedia stream, and Mozilla will have some rendering issues, maybe something for the JavaScript engine and stuff like that, right? So you guys would go and look at it and see, all right, so VLC is a C++. I'm not really sure about C++. Let's see what someone else is Apache doing. All right, so there is a possibility for C development. I'm really good with operating systems. I can go about and change something in the Linux kernel, which is not easy, by the way, but still. So then you guys will select a project which suits you and which you think you can do it, and then you go on and make an abstract, much like the thousands of abstracts you guys might be doing in the coming year, might be writing in the coming year. So there is an abstract format. Everything is available in the internet. You write an abstract, you submit it to Google, you wait, then when the results are announced, that would be by the end of March, I suppose, Google will tell you, congratulations, you are selected. You will get a free copy of a great book called The Beautiful Code. Don't wait for your free copy, get one from the library, start reading. You will get some really good some of the t-shirts. Then you will go on and complete the project. And at this time, the organization would assign a mentor to you, a guy who knows essentially what all is going behind that project, and he would be there 24 hours to guide you. Whenever you have an issue, you can always chat with him in the mailing list or send mails and talk to him in the chat server rooms and whatnot. So essentially that's how it happens. Then you have your midterm evaluation, where the mentor will tell Google that, right, this guy is on the right track, so you get half the money. It's not exactly half the money, you get like what, 1/5 or 25,000 bucks. Then you will go on and submit the full evaluation, you will get the entire money. So let's not talk much about money. I have given you enough incentive by the 2.5 lakh idea. So this is essentially what's happening. So right now, in a couple of days, Google is about to give out the list of the mentoring organizations. Right. So, okay, so I'm thinking that, all right, so I'll just wait and hang around. I'll just constantly refresh that Google page, and as a mentoring organization are done, I'll select some random project, apply, and then wait. So it won't interfere with my daily routine of Facebook and GTUG and Facebook and GTUG. Right. So, but that is how, this is how officially it happens. So officially the time for students to act is yet to come. But what I'm going to tell you is that the time for students to act is almost over. It's actually a lot late, but we are having this conversation because I personally believe that it's not too late. Unofficially, or how it actually happens is that the work from the student side happens long before Summer of Code is even announced. It happens at around the months of October and November of the previous year. So 2011 October, I don't even know whether Google will have the Summer of Code this year. But then I start talking to the guys who are already developing the applications, who are developing in some organization. I select my organization based on the list which Google put up the previous year. I start talking to people, I start reporting bugs, I start writing really small pieces of code to fix some of the bugs, to actually to show off that, all right, I'm a kind of that dependable guy, you can assign some work to me. Right. So essentially you get your name a little bit popular in the organization circle. And by the time Google Summer of Code gets announced, and if that organization gets selected, then you can go and ask those people. You can tell those people that, right, so I'm gonna put up an SoC abstract. What I'm gonna do is I'll be doing all this stuff. What do you think? And this is my abstract. Then there will be some guy who might be a potential mentor, and the guy would say, all right, there's some issues in your abstract. You might want to change this. After 5-10 repetitions, you actually submit the abstract in Google. And Google is not actually selecting you. Google is just asking the organization to select you. So by the organization, you mean the people who are already in it, the people who have worked on it, the people who are still working on it, and the people who will be a potential mentor. So if you just go to an organization and tell them that, yeah, I'm a student at BITS Pilani, I plan to do this and this, and this is my timeline, I'll be, completing all these stuff by this much time. They can't be sure. How can they take your word for it when you are sitting like 5,000 miles away from them? You haven't even talked to that person once, and all they have is this 100 lines of abstract which says which is written by you yourself, and which goes on saying that I'm a really great Python C whatever programmer, and I'll be doing this. So to get selected, it's really important that you get noticed. So in a free software circle, in an open source software circle, you just can't get noticed by typing in random stuff and showing off your English writing abilities, right? So to really get noticed is to be really involved, to show them, or at least you tell yourself that you are really interested in this project XYZ and you want to work on it. Even if you want to fix some issues in the documentation, Firefox has a great documentation. At some point of time, all of us have gone there. That how to configure your proxy server, or how to get past the get past the BITS proxy system and get your favorite websites up and whatnot. So, if you want to, if you even write a few lines of English and get your name noticed there, that would be a big plus. So that's basically the idea of how GSoC works, what goes on behind it. It's a really vague idea. I will be talking for another minute and what you guys can do. And those guys who are really interested, I'll be staying back after the talk. We'll have a very small discussion and I can give you enough pointers to get started on GSoC. Right. So as I told you, it's pretty late. It's not too late. If you are really interested in GSoC, what you want to do right now, go to the Google Summer of Code website. There will be links for previous years selected, previous year's process, who all got selected, what kind of projects got selected. Give some time looking at what kinds of projects got selected, which all organizations got selected, and what they're actually expecting from you. Stay there and look at the organizations and look at the kind of work they do for 1.5, 2 hours. Get an idea. Join their mailing list. Every organization will have at least one mailing list. Generally, organizations have like 2, 3, 4 mailing lists. One for developers, one for users, and one for bug fixers and whatnot. So join their developer mailing list. Stay there for linger on there for a while. I assure you, it's much fun. It's definitely more fun than refreshing your Facebook page every 5 seconds or what. So you stay there, look at how these guys talk to each other, what all stuff they're talking about. You use their project, and you will definitely have issues. Ask doubts. Okay, I'm having this issue. So there will be some guy who will tell you that, dude, this has already been discussed in the forum, or it's already documented. You can go there. So you politely thank them. You go to the forum documentation, get your work done. Ask the next question. And if you think you know a little bit about using the product, and if you know a little bit about how to improve it, you can ask that as a question. So, get to know the people who might be your future mentors. Right? Questions? some of them. There would be questions. Is the money in rupees or dollars? Guys, I definitely get this question when I talk about some of code elsewhere. We don't care as long as the dollar value is going upwards. Right. So think about it. It's it's gonna be personally. I like to believe that I have done a lot of stuff during my BE plus ME years, but personally, nothing even comes close to the idea that I was able to work with the giants in open source industry. I don't call it industry as such, community, and the feeling of satisfaction you get when you go to source code and look at the code and you can tell your friend that, dude, all right, this piece of code is something that I need, that's my signature over there. Guys, it's not really good at picking up girls, but if you are really lucky enough to have some nerdy girls around, then I don't know. So, all right, coming to the topic in hand. Baba, is there anything you want to add? Right. So let me just quickly check how much time I have. Right. So I'm here to talk about. I'm here to give this hands-on session on Python. So prerequisites, guys, get your laptops all fired up. I hope that you have Python installed. And before I begin this session, before I begin any session for that matter, I generally take a little bit of poll kind of thing. So, show of hands, CS people. Not that it matters in any sense. Computer science, information systems people. Alright, got a few. So I can throw computer science words at you like dynamic typing and loading thinking, and you'll understand everything I'm gonna say. But unfortunately for you guys, I'm not gonna say anything computer sciencey. Right. So next question. I'm assuming that all of you are BE guys. Very good. And I'm assuming that all of you have taken at least one course on one programming language. Right. We all have our favorite CP ones, right? We all done that. Right? Yeah. If you have problem thinking out loud, you can at least do it. That's right. So before I begin, there's a couple of things I need to talk. I need to tell you guys about myself now that I know a little bit of you guys. I'll be taking random calls every now and then just to make sure that you will be awake enough to wave your hands out. So this is not a talk, and this is not exactly a workshop kind of deal either. So in a workshop, what we'll generally be doing is we'll be taking up one particular problem and then trying to solve it. And this definitely is not a class on Python. By that I mean that I'm not gonna be talking all the time or doing stuff on the slides and whatnot. I don't have slides prepared by the way. So whatever you're gonna get from this session is purely from the projector from my Python console, which will be over there. And okay, Java programmers in the house. I can assure you that you will be offended. It's not your or Java's fault. I have been brought up in a really chronic Java hating community, and I'm pretty sure that I'll take that spirit to the grave. So I apologize in advance. Right, so shall we get started? And I'll be asking questions. I want answers. There is no wrong answers. I want answers. Whatever thing pops in your head, please shout.